kids, big kids, little kids, comic books and toys for all the girls and boys.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Adam and McCunna here.
Hi.
Back to do a new drawing with you. And I'm not sure if you can tell, but we have a new camera. And we're going to test it out and see how it goes. Today we are going to draw
A tree.
A tree.
Yep.
And we're going to try to keep it simple, but we're also going to have fun with it. And we're going to use a lot of squiggly lines and simple line shapes to create, I don't know, how would you describe it? Like an old tree, an old worn tree with some roots that are coming out of the ground. So let's get right into it. If you have your markers, pencils, crayons, however you like to draw, and some paper. We will start out, we're going to leave some space down here for the roots, and then obviously some space up top for the leaves. So we will start kind of like right here with the trunk. And it doesn't have to be a perfectly straight line. I'm going to do like little bumps here and there. And then we get right to about there. And then I'm going to make it pretty thick, but not too thick. Kind of like this. And these two sides of the trunk are pretty even all the way down. You may want to like extend it a little bit further and get thicker at the bottom, if kind of like this. Like extend it out. Because then what we're going to do is we're going to add some roots that are kind of craggly here, and they're going to go out. And you could do yours different ways. Like I like to bend my roots up and down, and then they go down. And then we're going to do a lot of overlapping. So we're going to do those two lines, and then we're going to do one that's kind of in the middle, and we're going to go with like a curved shape, kind of like that. And it's going to have a little point and then come back up like that. Now these type of simple shapes, they could be like a witch's nose or a strange carrot. You know, there's like, it's basically like squiggly lines that overlap with each other. And then we're going to do another one that starts from behind this line, and it's going to kind of squiggle down like that. Maybe even go further. And remember, they always start out thick, and then they get very thin as they go into the ground. And now if there's if this line, you'll notice how it curves down and then goes up. So then I always try to copy that shape when I do the top part. So here we'll do another one where it has a little wave, and then it goes down, up, and then I'm even going to bring it down a little further like that. Yeah, nice job. And then I'm going to do this side. And then I'm going to do another one over here. This one's going to kind of bend up and come down. This one has some long roots that are coming up out of the ground.
Yep.
Or coming from the trunk, the base of the trunk, down into the ground, I should say. And then that goes like that. I always like these types of trees. They always have a lot of personality.
Yeah.
Now we're going to do something very similar up top. So we're going to extend a branch up, and then it's going to bend and then come out and then bend again until we get it like that. And then we could do the same thing on this side where, and the great thing about a tree is it doesn't have to be symmetrical. So it could be completely different on either side. And actually, this branch is going to be here, but I'm going to do another one that's even lower here, and it's going to come from behind where it comes like that. And again, this branch will be thick like that. And then it'll get thinner the further away we get. And we could even do some other smaller branches that come up off of it. Like that. And then I'll finish this one. And you could even do thinner branches where it's just a line, like that. And then I'm going to have this one come down. And then I'll have another branch, and I'll probably put this one in front of it a little bit, because branches are always overlapping and running into each other. All right, and then we're going to do part of the branches that come up like this, and then we're not going to connect it. We're going to leave some space because we're going to overlap all the leaves. So we'll leave those two, and I'll do like that. Nice. And then this is where it gets kind of fun, and you can create your own types of leaves. We're going to go with some like curved round shapes and some squiggle lines. And I'm going to start off by wherever there's a branch, I'm going to do like a curved line, because this is like the leaves overlapping with the branches. And they could be kind of like bubbly. And then here, these branches are going up, but behind it, we're going to show like some curved shapes. And let's see, I kind of just make it up as I go. What I want to do down here is I want the branches to come look like they're also behind the tree. So I'm going to do a couple here, or not branches, but leaves. And I'm just using these curved shapes, and then I'll throw in a couple other shapes. These are kind of like little M's or U's curving up and around. My tree is actually going off the page because I did it so big. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And you can overlap the curved shapes.
And now you can just make our own ones.
Make some squiggly lines. Well, follow along with me if you like. And what I'm going to do is, with my tree, I'll show you what we're going to do. I'm going to do some bigger shapes here, right? And as I get closer to the top, it's going to get smaller. So it starts out thicker here, and then it's going to come, not to an exact point, but kind of like a rounded shape. I ran out of room because I made my trunk so big. And then I'm going to overlap all these shapes. And then you could go back and you could add some more overlapping of shapes here. That looks great.
Thanks.
And see how I'm just overlapping these, where I'm just going like, boop.
Yeah.
Just having fun with it. And you want to go different sizes, so you can make some small ones, and then some bigger ones. And they could be pointy depending on the types of leaves that you want to make, or more rounded.
This one's like a apple or oak tree or something.
Yeah, looks like an oak tree for sure. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to underneath here, because like this is the light would be, the sun would be up top. This would be a little lighter here. I'm going to create some shadow down here by adding more leaves, right? Just some squiggly lines. It gives the illusion of more leaves. You don't have to draw every single leaf. Just give the idea or the sense that there's thousands of leaves on this tree. It's kind of like the same thing we do with scales or feathers when we're drawing characters with those, or animals. Because there are the leaves that are in front towards us, and then there are the leaves that are in the back. So we're just creating a little bit of shadow. And the closer you get to the side, the less leaves there will be. So I'm going to make smaller little dots and U shapes. If you want, you could even use just, literally dots for adding some texture. Especially where the big curve shapes don't connect. If you want to use some stippling, like go in different shapes. Looks great.
Thanks.
And do it like a bunch in a row, so it's not just like one U shape. You want to go like little bursts. That's the top of the tree. Now we get to do some more fun stuff. And you could always go back and do more with the leaves. We're going to do the bark. And I like to make some really, twisted bark shapes. And I'm going to start out with like a knot in the tree. And I'm going to start out with a small little circular shape here that goes around. And then it's going to like go down though, like that. And then over here, it's going to go up. And then making all kinds of squiggly lines like that. And then I'm going to come down to this side. Maybe I'm going to do another little knot in the tree like so. You can make some lines thicker, some lines really thin. And then we're going to go with the shape of the branch. So these lines I won't do as many in the branches because I don't want to get them too busy with lines and then you can't tell what's going on.
Originally, this is supposed to be like a creepy tree, but these kind of look like eyes.
They do look like eyes.
So you could make like a bark mouth or something.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you can make it a fall tree, a summer tree, a tree in the swamp, whatever you like. And then with the bark, with the roots here, I'm going to add a couple lines that go along with the shape. And then I'm going to do curve shapes because the roots are curving around. So I'm going to kind of go with the form of the root and give it a rounded shape to it by using those lines like that. And I'm just making this up as I go, which is why I can't always articulate what I'm going to do. You just kind of follow along and see what I'm doing. Sometimes it's just a feeling that you go with. And the same thing when I want to add texture to the bark in the tree, you can add some little dots. I like to add some shadow, so underneath where the branches are going into the leaves, I'm going to use some feathering on the edges or the outer part, and then it's going to go in. And I always try to go with the form and the contours so they work together. Underneath the branch here, I'm putting a little bit, some feathering to create some shadow. Maybe I'll do it on this side as well. Some longer feathering, like maybe the sun's coming from over here, so this side of the tree is shaded, and I'm curving my feathered lines because the trunk of the tree is a cylinder shape. Add some more leaves up here. Okay, so now where the roots go into the ground, you can draw like some grass by doing some simple feathered lines. You could even do squiggly lines down below. You can add rocks, because oftentimes there will be rocks at the base of a tree. And I'm just going to do that by creating some.
This is my tree's eyes, and that's his mouth.
Nice.
Extended one. So it could be regular.
Nice. I'm putting some rocks down here, just some bumpy oval shapes. And then adding some feathered lines to create some shadow. You could even just use some bumpy oval shapes for rock, pebbles and dirt on the ground there. And then I'm going to add a little hill in the background. For something like this, it needs a whole scene. Some overlapping hills. Oh, I got some dust on my... And then we could continue like with the... Use some lines for grass. If you want to add some taller grass and jagged lines, you could create some flowers. If it's a summer scene. I'm going to put some more trees in the far distance. I'm going to start out with like an evergreen tree just by using some simple lines. And then maybe some more oak trees here. Again, kind of like these squiggly cloud shapes with some trunks. I'm going to put a sun up here, but instead of just doing a circle, I'm going to do like a swirly shape here. Give the idea of the sun beaming down on us. Maybe some tiny little clouds in the background, way off in the distance. Nice. Probably add some more trees over there next to that one, if you want. Add some more flowers here. And of course, pause, or you can always rewind watching this if we're going too fast or it gets too confusing. We really appreciate everybody drawing with us. This is, we're coming into a new year, so this is the last week of 2020.
Yep.
And try to get a couple drawings out before the end of the year, and then we're going to start fresh with all new videos. All right, so you ready to color?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to check on our camera here, and it is still recording. It hasn't stopped. That's amazing.
Probably just jinxed it.
I know. All right, so the tree could be colored anything you want. I'm going to start out with a very light green, and then I'm going to build it up. Actually, you know what? I'm going to start with a yellow, actually, for the top of the tree, because that's where the sunshine's going to be hitting it. And then I'm going to blend my green into it. You'll also notice that we got some new Christmas crayons here. I really like these twistables. They're a lot of fun to color with.
Yep.
And I like the quality. We got these at Lakeshore.
Yep.
They were some gifts that we got for Christmas. I should say it's the Lakeshore brand. I'm going to put some yellow in my hills here. My sun. A little bit of yellow in my bark. My roots. All right, get out my light green. I do like coloring with these crayons a lot better.
Yeah, but they go down really quickly and then like they scrape your picture.
Well, you don't have to push down so hard, and if you do it at an angle, you're less likely to scrape and waste so much. You cover more ground too, because you almost form like a point.
I think that's how I color and scrape it on.
So for everybody that's been drawing with us from home, I just want to say thank you again. Definitely keep letting us know if you have any requests. And we will do our best to...
Yeah, we haven't been getting a lot of requests.
No, we haven't. We had a few, and they're fun because we want to help everybody learn how to draw something new that you're interested in. We don't want to get stuck drawing the same type of things all the time. Go with so many new colors. It's nice. The great thing about drawing trees is they capture so much of the light, and the colors change depending how the light hits the leaves. There's so many variations. You have a lot of fun with it. I don't know if we're going to speed this up or just have you color with us right here. You could even do different shapes with your colors. So if you want to make some squiggly lines. You're doing a great job.
Thanks.
You're welcome. This one is fun because I don't have to worry about having it be a character that if it doesn't look exactly like it, I always feel bad. Yep, even professional artists worry about getting things just right. It happens. What's the most important part about drawing?
To have fun.
Have fun. That's right. We get pretty intense. It kind of gets quiet and focuses. Oh, I got this one again. I hope everybody's been having a good holiday season. Whichever holidays everyone celebrates. Hope you're enjoying them. Getting some good quality family time. And if you're watching this much later in the summer, hopefully you're having whatever time of the year it is. Hopefully you're enjoying it. You know, sometimes we stumble upon videos and they're really old and we don't watch them after they were made, but much later. So, years from now, someone may be watching this video. Starting off with this light brownish orange here.
I like the reddish orange.
Yeah, that's a nice color too. I'll probably build up into that. I always try to color to the shape of whatever I'm coloring. So it's always good to turn your paper if you have to. It's much easier when we're just drawing with the two of us. When there's three of us, it's a little harder to twist and turn. I'm even gonna, same thing I did with the bark, I'm gonna use my crayons to create these bark shapes, kind of like that. Some squiggly lines. This is the one you were talking about, this color. It's brownish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice color. I'm gonna come in with my dark brown. Blend this with all the other colors. My dark green. You could even mix some blue in with your green if you want to get it even darker. Just like this blue here. Oh yeah, that's nice. This color, it's good to blend in with the dark green for a shadow. Get back to my dark brown here. Some gray for my rocks. Flowers. And then my sky. What do you think? Should we speed up the coloring? Or you think people are enjoying listening to us color?
I'm not sure.
We had some music. If you're watching this video and we happen to not speed it up and just let it play, let us know what you think. Should we have some music playing in the background? Do you like to listen to us jibber jabber and talk? I don't know if just watching people color is boring to everybody at home or not. We're not always talking. Some of these colors have like sparkles in them.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Add some orange into my sky. Blend that in with my tree here. Maybe a little purple.
I'm done.
Yeah, that looks great.
Thanks.
This was a lot of fun. And so there you have it. We drew a tree today. I hope to see what your trees look like. Post them up on social media, tag us, let us know if you had fun, if there's anything else that you want to draw. Did you like our new camera? How'd it come out? We will check in a minute or so.
Yep.
And thank you for drawing with us, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. All right, peace, love, and art.
Have a nice day.